and tell you every single character's weakness in the game. I could tell you every character's weakness in the game. Alright, Eddie Gordo's weakness, honestly, is that he has to roulette you the whole game, and it's just big risk every single time. So his weakness is just that he's 50-50 all day, 50-50 all day. And after a while, like if you fight somebody that starts guessing right a lot, you're going to get fucked. You're going to get fucked. So it's like he's too risky. So the thing with that is not too much of a risk. It's not too much of a risk because 2 out of 3, that shit is mad scary. So like 2 out of 3, he's godlike. It's just that, you know, he's a big gambling character. So that's his main weakness. But it's not really like anything that's like too bad. Because in this game, you kind of want to play like that anyway. You want to put somebody in a blender. Claudio doesn't really got much weaknesses. But I think Claudio's weakness is that his up close game is kind of ass. He has to kind of rinse and repeat loop shit up in your face a lot. I think he's better. He's better when he plays keep out and tries to annoy you with like random hop kicks and sidestep forwards and shit like that. But yeah, his up close fundamental type game, like when it comes to poking back and forth, is kind of bad. So that's his main weakness. But that's about it though, to be real with you. Zafina's weakness is obviously that she loses damage a lot from that tarantula shit. But her chip damage is really good. But her weakness is that her game plan is too straightforward. She needs a little bit more. Like when you fight Zafina, you kind of know what's coming because it's just the same shit over and over. So yeah, she's too vanilla. She's too predictable. She's too predictable. She's not terrible, but Paul's weakness is that he don't really got a lot. Like if you know how to fight Paul, you know how to fight Paul. The only thing with him is that you gotta worry about him robbing you. That's about it though. That's about it. Like when you fight Paul, it's kind of like one of those things you might get hammed out, but probably not if you've been playing Tekken for a long time. So he's kind of just like straightforward. So that I'm basically trying to say he don't got much, but like his punishment is mad good, and his mix-ups are mad good. Raven's weakness is that without heat he's ass, but once he's in heat he's OD. So as long as you stay in heat the whole shit, yo, can somebody answer this dude? Yes, I coach, bro. I just don't coach on Metafy. But if you want to coach, you have to hit me up on Discord, and I charge $50 an hour. So that's how I coach. Yes, I do coach. I still coach. If you want me to coach you on a stream one match, then you're gonna have to sub. All my subs get coaching. But like I was saying though, Raven's main weakness is that he needs heat. But he's mad gimmicky though and does mad damage. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. This game, there's nobody that's truly ass, right? Like this guy's only weakness is that his lows are launch punishable. His lows are launch punishable, and his tracking is underrated, bro, guys. He tracks a lot better than what people think. Like he's one of those characters that it doesn't really matter if his tracking is bad because of 4-4-2 on block. Running 2 on block, and once he gets in the heat, you gotta just guess all day. So it doesn't really matter that his tracking is bad. Her weakness is literally almost the same as Eddie, that she's casino and she's mad unsafe, and that her main tool 4-4-2, you can sidewalk it now. She was way more brain dead before when you couldn't sidewalk 4-4-2 and you had to just eat that shit all day. Yeah, Raspy, thanks for that resub, dude. But yeah, man, 4-4, that's her main problem, bro. Is that she gotta do 4-4-2 on your shit. But now you could just sidewalk it, and then when she does it, she has to commit to big risk shit all the time. So she's just a walking, like she's just predictable and too risky. Azucena shit is that she can't cheese you out no more when running 3-2. But I think she's underrated just for the fact that her stance is really good. She got good crushing. She's just an annoying ass character that you kind of have to force the poke game. The issue with her is that you gotta play more ground game with her. You can't just random people out no more. So that's why people suck with her. Because the people that play her suck. No offense. This motherfucker's weakness, I think his keep out is ass. But it's one of those things, this motherfucker don't need keep out. He don't need keep out because everything, he goes in with everything. Everything goes in. The flying Superman punch, slide mix-ups, running 2. Like, he really don't. I think he struggles when you play keep out on him. But he has enough tools for him to get in that it doesn't really matter. Lars' weakness is that he's too reliant off of jabs and hard reads. So that's his weakness. But other than that, he's still top tier. Leroy's weakness is that this motherfucker don't got a lot of weaknesses besides that his game plan is kind of straightforward. And like his lows are launch punishable. But it don't really matter because you could just do that homie move low that goes in the stance all day and that shit is mad safe. So he's like Hwoarang, but with way more chip damage and parries. So he's mad underrated. He's mad good. But he's kind of straightforward. Leo, main weakness, kind of slow up close, man. She got to kind of play keep out a lot. You know what I'm saying? She has trouble with people that force the pressure up close a lot. You gotta do a lot to try to like annoy people from coming in on you with her. So it's kind of tough, but she's pretty good though. And I think her lows are not that great. Like her lows are kind of telegraphical. Like you kind of know that quarter 4-1 is coming and shit like that. Lydia's issue is obviously the gamble shit, that she has to gamble with 4-4-2 too much, and that shit is mad linear. And then all the other options you can either parry or punch parry. Punch parry or sidewalk. So she has to casino a lot while being risky while doing it. And then her poke game is trash. But she's still pretty good because her heat shit is good. Heihachi's weakness is that all his mix-ups and plus frame shit, he has to hit you with stuff to do it. So that's his issue. So basically if you just block on him, like, they ain't not much to worry about, to be real with you, if you just block. If you get hit by stuff, then you're gonna have to guess between the throw and stuff like that. But other than that, bro, like you gotta, like he has to rely on hitting you with shit too much. He has to play too much of a ground game. And his lows are not that great neither. These motherfuckers, their only weakness is that they mad unsafe without heat. But like once they get into heat, you're kind of fucked. But, you know, main weakness is, you know, big body combos on them. Really unsafe poke game. And they have to rely on like you not knowing the matchup a lot. It's a lot of gimmicks. But it's like really cheap gimmicks, but it's basically what I'm trying to say. Like they'll fuck you up if you're really scared of them. But if you're not really scared of them and know the matchup, you should be fine, I think. Her weakness, honestly, I feel like if you're not a YOLO motherfucker, you probably won't be able to play her. So basically, you just have to be a dude that has no fundamentals. You just have to be somebody that eats peanut butter all day off the jar to play Asuka. So that's my opinion on her. His weakness is that you have to be really good at Tekken. If you're not good at Tekken, you can't move, you can't space. You're just going to be one of these brain rot leads. And it's not going to work out for you. So his weakness is that you actually got to be good at Tekken. Her weakness, she don't really got a weakness, to be real with you. Her weakness is the people that play her. That's literally her weakness. The people that play her are like crayon eaters and they dumb. They just go at AOP every time they get hit when she doesn't need to do that. So her weakness is actually the people that play her. So she has like no weaknesses, pretty much. Jin, he has no weaknesses neither. His only weakness is the people that play him, that match down 2 all day. So he got no weakness. He got like no weakness. He's like perfect. They like perfect characters. I don't really see a weakness. His weakness, he kind of straightforward and simple, but you know, he kind of straightforward and simple. And obviously, at high level, you got to be risky. So if you're not willing to take the risk, I don't think he could just play safe and fuck you up. So that's his weakness. He got to take the risk. Her weakness, lack of range, but it doesn't really matter because she has a lot of shit to get in, like Blind Bomb and Sidestep 1. So she really don't got no weaknesses like that besides, you know, short range. You know, she has a hard time dealing with people that keep her out. And she's weak to the left. You can sidestep her with left. His weakness, he doesn't really have a weakness besides you gotta have to go meets out with him, but nobody's gonna guess right on him anyway. I guess you could step some of his stance shit, but a lot of his shit is 2+. His weakness is that he kind of plays the game and he plays the same in every Tekken game. So you kind of know what's coming with him if you play Tekken. This guy's weakness, he doesn't have a weakness. He's broken. This guy's weakness, his lows are mad punishable, but he don't really got a weakness besides that. He's broken. We already talked about the Bears. Her weakness is that she has to rely on sidestep too much, and her game plan is kind of like straightforward. Her weakness is obviously she has to rely on chainsaws a lot. So if you know how to deal with chainsaws, like you pretty much good against her. His weakness is that he has to go meets out the whole time, and he's too risky, man. Yo, thanks for that sub, dude. He's too risky, man. He's mad risky. You gotta live or die by him. But he's still hard to beat him because his hitbox is really good. Her weakness, this bitch don't got no weakness. And you think she low tier, you can eat fucking you can eat expired sloppy Joe. Alright? Devil Jin's weakness is that everybody in the Tekken community thinks he's low tier. And he's actually a brain rot character. Your weakness is that you either meets out, you go home. So basically, you have to not give a fuck to play Jack. So if you give a fuck, you're not gonna be able to play with him. But you literally can't give a fuck. And while not giving him a fuck, you gotta be willing to lose 5-0. So that's a Jack's weakness. You gotta be too much of a nut to play him. King's weakness, he don't really got a weakness besides his heat not being that great, but he don't really got a weakness. So I think he's a top tier character. I can't really think of any flaws he got. Like, he kind of straightforward and mad cheap. This guy's weakness, the only weakness he got is literally that he can't launch a 15 frame from standing. And also he's all punches. So obviously he's weak against high crush and punch parries. But that's about it. He has everything in the game. I think he's a top tier character. This guy's weakness is obviously he's kind of forced to rush you down. And you know, you could sidewalk him. But other than that, he has no weaknesses besides those two that I mentioned. This guy's weakness, you could step him, but you can't really step him because he tracks both ways. I guess up close, he's kind of slow, but not really because he has a 10 frame 1-2-4 counter hit. So he's kind of a perfect character too. So that's literally the strengths and weaknesses of every single character in the game. That's everybody's weaknesses in the game. So let me know what y'all think. And yeah, we uploading this on YouTube, and I'll see you guys on the next.